Assalamu alaikum. With Hajj prices rising by a staggering 900% over the past 2 decades, rendering Hajj unaffordable for a majority, why is the cost skyrocketing? Is it justified? Who is really benefiting from this racketeering and what can we do about it? Let's talk facts and numbers. I completed my first Hajj in 2007 and I paid £1,500. Today that same journey costs anywhere between £6,000 and £15,000. That's an eye-watering 400 to 900% increase. Shockingly, I've even heard some imams try to justify this extortionate rise by saying, how much do you think it's worth paying to be the guest of God? What really? Are these costs truly driven by higher infrastructure expenses, fuel, taxation? Or are they being politically naive, unwilling to confront the uncomfortable truth? What about the hundreds of billions wasted in mega vanity projects like NEOM, on palaces, or on US defense deals to protect the House of Saud? Add to that opaque pricing, bureaucratic platforms like Nusuk, and a total lack of accountability. It's not mismanagement, it's systematic. Now, how much of this contributes to higher Hajj prices? In 2023, Arabia made a staggering $440 billion in oil revenues. Do you know how much of that was spent on Hajj infrastructure? Just $1.3 billion. That's 0.3%. That's right, 0.3%. I've performed Hajj 3 times, alhamdulillah, in 2007, 2014 and 2018. And Mina, it hasn't changed a bit. No upgrades, no new facilities, no sign of any investment. Not a single dollar has been spent as far as I could see. So where's all the money going? At the heart of it is a corrupt, unaccountable Saudi state that treats a pillar of Islam like a billion-dollar business. And it's the Ummah that pays the price. You see, Hajj isn't unaffordable by accident, it's unaffordable by design. Reports estimate that over $12 billion a year is spent just to maintain the House of Saud. Billions more are being poured into vanity mega projects like NEOM, a $500 billion AI-powered fantasy city in the desert, complete with plans for ski resorts in the desert. Meanwhile, in Mecca and Medina, affordable hotels, basic lodgings are being demolished, replaced with luxury skyscrapers and 5-star towers. The poor are being priced out of the pilgrimage, literally. Under Vision 2030, Hajj and Umrah are no longer sacred obligations. Rather, they are tourism products designed for revenue generation. The goal? Turn religious obligations into revenue streams. Hajj capacity is set to exceed 3 million pilgrims annually. Umrah, over 30 million. Today, Arabia earns about $31 billion a year from Hajj and Umrah. By 2030, they want that figure to reach $82 billion. So yes, higher prices are not accidental. They are the new business model. Enter Nusuk, the centralized Saudi-run booking platform. Bureaucratic, glitchy, and a monopoly. Nusuk has sidelined local operators, eliminated price competition, and monopolized pilgrim access. It decides who goes, when they go, and how much they pay. This isn't a service to the Ummah. This is commercial control of Hajj. And at the same time, over $75 billion a year is being spent on the Saudi military, not to defend Palestine, not to defend or protect Gaza, but to protect the thrones of the House of Saud. Billions are being spent on sports washing, football, boxing, golf, the World Cup, all to polish the image of a tyrannical monarchy. Add to that Saudi bureaucracy, inefficient Hajj management, mismanaged contracts, nepotism. Let's be clear. This was never about Saudi or the House of Saud being the custodians of the two holy mosques. It was never about serving the guests of Allah. The House of Saud, from its very origins, is a colonial project, installed, propped up, and sustained not for the Ummah's benefit, but to control it. And Hajj has become the price we all pay. Let's call it what it really is. Hajj, Gaza, Palestine, Al-Aqsa, the House of Saud doesn't care. Trillions of dollars being spent on Western weapons, not to defend Palestine or Al-Aqsa or Gaza, but to protect one thing, the throne of Al Saud. Meanwhile, hundreds of billions in oil revenue. They could make Hajj not only affordable, but even free for every single Muslim on earth, but it doesn't. Instead, we see the opposite: rising costs, corporate control, and exploitation. Hajj has become a revenue stream, not a rite of worship. And while the bombs fall on Gaza, while children die and Al-Aqsa bleeds, the House of Saud moves closer to normalization with the very regimes enabling that genocide. And not content with political betrayal, they now exploit Hajj to cover the cost of their wasted billions. The bigger question is this: forget about providing an affordable Hajj. Is the House of Saud even fit to be so-called custodians of the two holy mosques? Are they truly worthy of overseeing Hajj at all? Surely not. Just like the Jurham tribe, who were stripped of their custodianship over the Kaaba due to their corruption, mismanagement, and abuse of that sacred responsibility, the House of Saud has followed the same path, exploiting pilgrimage, prioritizing profit, and betraying trust. So what can we do, and what are our options? Because doing nothing is no longer an option, and we can't simply continue to pay the high prices for Hajj year on year. Firstly, raise awareness. We must speak up. We must share the facts. We must let the Ummah know the rising cost of Hajj is not natural or justified. Arabia earns hundreds of billions in oil revenue, yet spends a pitiful 0.3% on Hajj infrastructure. That's not a service, it's neglect. Secondly, we need to recognize the root cause. The corruption, the extravagance, the waste of the House of Saud is directly responsible for the spiraling costs of Hajj. It's not an accident, it's a consequence. Thirdly, consider targeted boycotts. Many are now calling to withhold additional Hajj and Umrahs, not the Fard Hajj, but repeat pilgrimages, because this revenue is fueling vanity mega projects and not serving the Ummah. Fourthly, organize and mobilize. Saudi depends heavily on Hajj and Umrah tourism. We have financial leverage and we must use it. We need activism, coordination, and collective pressure to challenge these extortionate costs and confront the regime's indifference towards its obligations. Fifth, let's be clear. The House of Saud was never created to serve Islam. They are not the rightful guardians of the two holy mosques. They do not serve as hosts or slaves to the pilgrims, nor do they care about Gaza, Palestine, or Al-Aqsa. Just like the tribe of Jurham, they must be replaced with a genuine Islamic leadership that stands for justice, dignity, and service to the Ummah. And finally, remember the true purpose of Hajj. It was never meant to be a luxury vacation. It was a test and is a test of sacrifice, a journey of humility, and above all, a stand for justice. Let's make sure we honor that purpose, even if others have forgotten it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.